I am so excited right now to be back with my vinyls. For so long I have been on hiatus with collecting my vinyls because I was broke and I couldn't afford any vinyls whatsoever, so I pretty much went on a hiatus, a vinyl ban of buying vinyls for 16 months or something like that. I think I bought my last vinyl in early 2019, and so it's been a really long time coming, but finally I'm making some money again. I'm not a student anymore, so I'm able to afford buying vinyls. Yesterday I bought my first vinyls in over a year, which they're coming in the mail at the moment, so I'm really excited about that. But it got me thinking about like how I want to make more vinyl videos again, and I was like, why don't I do a vinyl video now to start it off, even though I haven't got my new vinyls yet? In celebration of the end of my vinyl ban. How many vinyls do you own? I own 93 vinyls, counting my little 7 inches, and I've got 3 more that I've bought that are coming in the mail, so I will own 96 very soon. What kind of record player do you have? I don't particularly know what this record player is called. I mentioned it in my vinyl collection video like 2 years ago. I still have the same one. Thing is, I've been told through so many people in my life that this record player will ruin my records and I shouldn't play any of my records on it. So don't worry, I don't play any of my records on it. It's good. I definitely have never played any of my original pressing old records that are worth a lot of money. I'm not gonna put those on this record and ruin them. I'm not gonna play them pretty much ever. They're just for my collection. If anything, I've ever only played really new vinyls that I bought on this record player that aren't really worth much, or I don't mind just replacing if it's gonna ruin them. It's pretty much just sitting there for if I ever really want to play a record that I get that's new, or if I feel like playing something like once in a blue moon. But for the most part, I try and avoid playing any records on the record player, and it's just for show. How old were you when you started collecting records? 2015. So I was... maths it. I was 17. It's now been 5 years. Actually, the way I started collecting records was by my auntie gifting me all of her records that she collected growing up. I already loved music before then, but that definitely like started a fire in my belly of like, whoa, she has just handed me all this gold, all this love and passion with like the Smiths and the Cure and all these amazing vinyls that she had collected, Joy Division. She gifted me all these original LPs, and I was just like, I can't just sit here with these and not like make this a thing. So from there on out, I've been like really about my records and collecting my records and building on top of what she already has given to me. What's the oldest record you own? It is a record that my auntie gave me. It's an original pressing of Harvest by Neil Young from 1972, and she literally bought this for $8. It's pretty crazy. I recently, last year, valued all my records. I went through all the details of each one, the pressing of each one, and I looked up online how much they're going for, and it was really funny seeing some records that she bought for less than $10 now being hundreds of dollars worth. Pretty insane. This record is amazing. I love the song Heart of Gold, and I love the song Old Man. Another record that she gave me, Janis Joplin in Concert, also came out in 1972, but that one came out in May and this one came out in February, so this is my oldest record in my collection by only a few months. The first record I ever got is a tough one because the first records I ever got were what my auntie gave me when I was 17, and she gave me a lot of them really quickly, like all in one day. But the record that stands out to me the most is the one that I first noticed and was like, I need to have that. And so in my mind, I guess it was the first record I ever owned because I looked at it and I was like, that's mine. The Smiths' Hatful of Hollow, because this is my favorite Smiths album, and my auntie has quite a lot of Smiths. I feel like I want to go through it actually and look properly at like what vinyl she has by Smiths and what vinyl she doesn't have by Smiths, but I feel like she actually owns nearly majority of all of the Smith LPs, like the original Smith LPs, because she was the biggest Smiths fan ever. The first record I bought with my own money, once again a tough one because it's really hard for me to remember 5 years ago what album I bought first. I have a feeling that this album would have been in the first 3 that I bought with my own money. It is Led Zeppelin 4, I'm pretty sure. So this is my favorite Led Zeppelin album. I used to go shopping a lot with my dad and my sister because my dad bought a lot of vinyl. He has a huge vinyl collection, so I'd always go with him to buy CDs or vinyls or whatever he was getting. And once my auntie had gifted me all those other old original LPs, I started to be like, What else do I want to add to my collection? My auntie didn't really like Led Zeppelin, so I didn't have any Led Zeppelin yet, but my dad loves Led Zeppelin. So I've got that side of my music taste coming out with that hard rock and that grunge rock. It made me really want to pick this up because I really wanted to own a Led Zeppelin album in my vinyl collection as quickly as possible, because I do really love Led Zeppelin, and you'll see other bands that I just love to death that I had to own some of their vinyls in my vinyl collection because it just didn't feel like it was my vinyl collection without those bands in it. What's your favorite color vinyl? Thing is, I don't actually own pretty much any colored vinyl because I was never really looking out for colored vinyl. I'm more, up to this point, a sort of cheaper vinyl collector. A lot of it was gifted to me from older relatives, as I said already, from my auntie, and apart from that I never really spent too much money on my own vinyls that I bought over the years for the last 5 years because I didn't really have the money for it, because vinyls that are colored are usually more expensive and more limited edition sort of stuff. So I tried to be a bit more of a cheaper vinyl collector and just buy those black ones. However, my auntie did give me one colored vinyl, and that was Cosmic Psychos. They are a Australian band. This is a brown LP, very beautiful. But yeah, this is the only colored vinyl that I own. Interestingly enough though, I am getting another colored vinyl that I'm really excited about in these new free vinyls that I ordered online that are coming soon this month. So next time I show my vinyls in another video, that's probably going to be shown, and I'm going to freak out because it's so pretty and it's going to become my new favorite colored vinyl. What is a discount album you own? The cheapest album I ever bought was The Best of ABBA. I already have a copy that's much better from my auntie, but I bought this one for some reason. I don't even know why. I might have not realized that my auntie gave it to me, the Best of ABBA one already. So I bought this and it was like $2 or something, and it's like really tattered. It's just like, it's coming apart at the seams, like literally. So I don't even know what to do with this because I already own one that's better quality, and this is falling apart and is worth nothing, but I can't bring myself to like throw it out. I'll get rid of it. Like maybe what I'll do is I'll become an auntie and then I'll just like throw this in the vinyls that I eventually give to my young descendants. What is your prized possession? What could be my prized possession apart from this? It has to be this. What else could I hold up for you right now? It's like, every time I show this, like CD, vinyl, whatever, I just like, the screen just lights up and the screen is so pretty because this album is so beautiful. It is the most beautiful album ever, inside and out. I will keep banging on about it every single time I get a chance, but I just think that this album physically is amazing, sonically is amazing, emotionally is the best thing that I've ever come across. This is In Rainbows by Radiohead. It is my favorite album ever. Radiohead is my second favorite band ever. I can't get enough of this, and this is definitely my prized possession. Between Led Zeppelin 4 and this might have been the first album I ever bought with my own money. I was very quick to get on this. This is not obviously a original or anything like that. I bought this in 2015, but this album means a lot to me and I can't wait to hold on to this forever. A record by a female artist. I picked Carole King, Tapestry, for the reason that when I first showed this album in my original vinyl collection video, I didn't particularly give it a lot of positivity because I had never listened to it before, didn't know much about it. Since then though, I have listened to this and it is very good and I really, really like it. A record by your favorite band. So at the moment, while we are speaking, it can differ between Radiohead and Interpol who my favorite band is, but for the moment Interpol is my favorite band and Turn on the Bright Lights is my favorite album by Interpol, so I'm gonna choose this one obviously. This is one of the first vinyls that I ever bought with my own money as well because I felt like I needed to own an Interpol vinyl, or it wasn't my own vinyl collection. It didn't feel like a Kira vinyl collection without Interpol in there. Since then I bought another few vinyls by Interpol as well. I actually own 3 vinyls I think by Interpol. Also recently changed my username to Kira Was a Diver simply because there is a song on this album called Stella Was a Diver and She Was Always Down, and that is definitely where my username comes from, because I love this album and I love that song. I love pretty much every song on this album except like 1 or 2 songs. An impulse buy, I'm pretty sure that this was an impulse buy. I think I saw it for like $30, like super cheap Australian dollars. The Talking Heads Remain in the Light. I was buying some books and I saw it and I was like, I'll just get it, because I was in that sort of peak buying of vinyl time during 2015 to 17, I would say, and this was sort of in the midst of that. A gift. One of my favorite gifts that I've been given in vinyl is A Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Or sorry, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. I really like owning some female artists in my collection. I want to try and do that a bit more, buy some more female artists, because I definitely listen to like half at this point. I used to listen to a lot more male artists, primarily male artists growing up, but definitely in my last few years, in my 20s, I've been branching out into listening to more female artists. So this is really nice to have in my collection. To Zion is one of my favorite songs ever. I think that song is absolutely beautiful. I wanted to name my kid Zion for a while because of that song, but now I don't, it's fine. Most played record. I don't really play my records very much because I don't want to ruin them, but if there's one record that I do remember playing the most throughout the years, it would probably be Discovery by Daft Punk, because it just has so much playability. This is my favorite EDM album actually ever. This album is so playable, it is so fun. I love dancing to this album so much. If I ever need to dance, I put on Daft Punk. A Rarity. This album, when I valued all my vinyl collection, this album came out as the most valuable vinyl that I own. That would be Stop Me If You Think You've Heard That One Before by The Smiths. It's a single from 1987 original. It goes for about over $200 Australian, I think. So that's pretty cool. I'm so happy to own these, and I'm so glad that there's so many people out there that really love vinyl and love vinyl collecting, especially these alternative rock bands that I really love. So I guess this is a rarity by definition because it is worth so much, and the more sought after something is, the more it's worth. A rainy day record. You can't go past Sufjan Stevens' Carry on the Well 100% every single time. This album is so sad, so depressing. It is the definition of depression. All of Me Wants All of You is my favorite song of this album. I listen to that song too much actually, I think, for my own good. It takes me back to like the darkest places of my life. If you ever need that to happen for you, I think that this album is probably your best bet. A feel-good album. I don't know if this would make everyone feel good, but it makes me feel good, and that's Q, Are We Not Men, A We Are Devo. And that is by Devo, obviously. Devo is one of my dad's favorite bands, and therefore one of my favorite bands. They are so funny, so much fun to listen to. They're wacky, they're everything you want in just a good time. They are new wave, they're my favorite new wave band, and I think they're known for their song Whip It, which is really popular. I don't actually think Whip It is on this album, but pretty much every other really good song by them is on this album in my opinion. I think Gut Feeling / Slap Your Mummy is like one of my favorite songs ever, and I think one of the best songs to ever exist. Every single time I listen to that song, it gives me goosebumps. I also love the name of this album. Everything about this album just makes me feel good. I just pick it up, I see the yellow, and I'm just like already in a good mood for it. A nostalgic album, that would have to go to Bee Gees' Greatest Hits. I bought this when I was in America, and I was in some random secondhand store, and whenever I see this, it reminds me of being in America. When you travel, you feel like you're in a different place, separate from everything else, and when you can take some mementos home with you, they really mean a lot. So it's really nice to own a vinyl that I bought overseas and add that to my collection. And I also got it for really cheap. A record store day purchase. I actually have never purchased anything on record store day. I am not involved with record store day. I don't even know what day it is. Maybe now that I have money and I'll be putting money towards my vinyl collection regularly, I'm actually going to look up when record store day is and buy something on record store day, because that'd be really cool to support the community and support vinyl collecting. I'm sure there'd be a lot of cool things out there if I just had a look. So I've just never looked before because I didn't have any money for it anyways, and I thought it'd just be depressing. And lastly, a recent purchase. And as I said at the start of this video, I have not bought any records for over a year, so still my most recent purchase is Childish Gambino, Because the Internet, which is a really beautiful album, and I am excited to show it again. The thing is that I do have 3 more records coming at the moment that I've already ordered, so this will not be my latest purchase for too much longer. So that's the vinyl tag. I've really enjoyed going back to my vinyl and having a look at it again before I now get stuck into all the new vinyl that I'm going to purchase really soon. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed looking at my vinyl as much as I did.